There are so many different ways that you can give students feedback through Google Classroom, and especially when they're working on Google Docs. This is just one way that's super eye-catching and super quick. So here I am in Google Classroom. There is an activity that students did on Google Docs. I'm going to show you basically how to almost like replicate a text box within this Google Doc to really sort of draw students' eyes to your feedback, but also save you time. So you may have used this before, you might not have, but we have private comments over here through Google Classroom. You can also add a comment to a student's doc, just like you could any other doc or slides or anything like that. But this is going to be a little bit different by sort of making it super central to the doc and making it almost impossible for students to miss. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get out of suggesting mode and I'm going to have to go into editing mode. Just click that button and I went from suggesting to editing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to see the whole entire menu. So I'm going to click that little down arrow and I'm going to insert, drawing, and new. From here, I can really design my text box to look however I want it to. Just to kind of keep it simple for this example, I'm going to have sort of like one text box, the things that the students did really well. I can change the color, I can change the border, I can change the font, I can change the font size too, making it bigger. And if maybe I wanted to add some bullet points of what the student did a great job with, let me press enter there. I can list out what the student did a great job with. If I wanted to do another text box with what the student maybe still needs to work on, I can click this, Control C, copy, click off, Control V, paste, or I can also just right click, copy and paste. I prefer keyboard shortcuts. I can change the color so students know I'm talking about something different, and list out maybe some things that the student needs to keep working on. And if you're ever looking for a specific tool, I would click those three dots. If you're familiar at all with Google Drawings, this is sort of a boiled down, simplified version of Google Drawings right within Google Docs. When you have whatever you want to say on here, just hit save and close. And there it is on the Google Doc. Let me actually open this in a new window just so we can see it a little bit better, since it's kind of in that small window within Google Classroom. So this is nice and big for students to see when they look back at the doc. And I'm going to show you what's really great about this is now that we kind of have this like template set up, and of course it would actually have stuff listed here. You can make it smaller. You can change, the text wrapping, however you want it to look. You can make it look that way. But what's great is now that I've sort of done it for one student, I don't need to go through that whole process again. I can simply Control C or right click, copy, and I'm going to go to my next students. And all I have to do is paste it in and show you how you can edit it. So I just hit Control V, paste, just waiting for it to load. Try that again. Went to editing mode. There we go. All right, so I have this now, my second student's doc. All I have to do is double click it and I can add whatever I need to do. So maybe job answering all questions completely. Keep working on using your vocabulary words in close, and that's it. And now it'll appear there for them. So again, once you have that template, all you have to do is copy and paste into the next doc. When you want to edit it and change what it says sort of in these little text boxes here, all you have to do is double click and you can just type on it, whatever you need to in here, and then simply hit save and close. So this is a way to give feedback within Google Docs, a little different, a little bit more eye-catching and customizable. And once you sort of do it once instead of how you want to within one Google Doc, copy and paste, save some time, and just continue to use it in all the other Google Docs that you're giving feedback on. And just remember that by double clicking it, you sort of get to get into this editing mode of this Google drawing that looks like a text box.